I'm sorry about that, my lord. Apparently this up and down movement is going to be it's going to occur very frequently. I may apologize in advance for that.
No.
Thank you.
I'm used to it. 2 years I've been watching it.
Yes, my lord. Unfortunately, now it's on my shoulders. Thank you, my lord. Now, Brigadier, before I forget this aspect, wasn't really part of your evidence that upon your appointment as investigating officers in this matter, you made copies of the dockets and gave other police who were also appointed as investigators in this matter, including Makubo.
That is correct, my lord.
So why then do you say you were the only person who was in possession of the case docket? Other police people would not have known what was the content of this docket that related to the death of SENZO.
No, I think, my lord, perhaps I was misunderstood. I said, and that's why I said it's important for me to refer to Tembisa case 217, because that's what I can factually connect to the incident of March 2019. And I'm saying those members, the police officers in that case, which I can read in terms of the investigating officer, read their statements, the arresting officers, they were not part of this investigation team, and therefore they were not privy to this investigation. I'm referring to those police officers who were not involved, who were involved in Tembisa case 217 of 3/2019, because that is the incident I can talk to, my lord, where I could see that in March, accused number 3, and it's the only incident in March where he was arrested and then later released. Those police officers did not have even the copies of this docket, but they were also not part of this investigation. So I'm saying on those bases, they could not have known what is contained in the docket. Yes, my lord, that's my answer.
Thank you, sir. But in your analysis and in your answer, why are you avoiding to include Makubo as a person who also who had a duplicate or who had information about the SENZO MEYIWA's case? Because, I'm sorry before you answer, because accused number 1 specifically mentioned that he was also a clerk.
My lord, excuse me, I dealt with the first part too. So Warrantosa Makubo's name came up on the first assertion that was made by Advocate Mnisi when he said, do I confirm or am I changing from that evidence that I've made copies for the other investigators in this matter? That included Warrantosa Makubo, and my answer was yes. Then I moved forward to say the members involved in the Tembisa case 217 of 3/2019 were not part of this investigation. They were not reporting to me. No, they were part of the investigation team that was before us. So based on those, based on that knowledge, my lord, I do not see then on what basis would they have had copies of the docket. That is the first part, my lord. Second, my lord, I said I spoke to Warrantosa Makubo because at that stage we were still communicating. Hence, I was able to inform them at the time about Zungu, the initial stage with Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi. At no stage did Warrantosa Makubo inform me that he was called to an interview where accused 1 was involved, or rather was questioned. At no stage he made that assertion to me, my lord, or any of the team members of the team, my lord. Yes, my lord, that's my response.
So, Brigadier, in short, you then saying that this allegation that accused number 1 is saying, or this information that is coming up from accused number 1, according to you, it could never have happened that way?
My lord, I can confirm, as I've said, that he was arrested, but the arrest related to the drug dealing. So my response, my lord, it must not be misunderstood to be saying I was not present in so far as what happened in Tembisa. If the assertion is that there were certain discussions, I do not know. I was not part of that. I'm simply giving evidence on what I could put my hands on. And I'm saying the first part of Tembisa matter is the docket of Tembisa. In that docket, there is no reference of what is being put to me. That's the first part. The second part, insofar as this matter that is before court, which I was leading in March 2019, there is no information that was brought to me by any of the investigators that accused number 1 is a suspect and is being interviewed. On those basis, my lord, it will be difficult for me to say, yes, it happened. On what basis? I was not there. So if it happened, my lord, I wouldn't know. I was not there. But there's no evidence or basis that supports that narrative in both dockets, my lord. Yes, that's my response, my lord.
Thank you, Brigadier. That sounds much better. The fact that you did not receive information from those who participated in this incident does not mean that this did not happen. Not so, because you are not there.
I was not there, my lord. I think I've answered that. I don't know how far can I take it.
Yeah, just for my edification.
Yes.
Is it possible? Oh, sorry.
Once upon a time, there was a brigadier. His name is Bangani Nicholas Gininda, and he's made it very clear that he supports ranks in the South African Police Services. And not only that, he's made it very, very clear that he is a high-ranking brigadier. He is higher than Warrant Officer Makubo. Now, many times he has minimized Warrant Officer Makubo. In English, they call it pulling ranks. Or should I say, inside Pagati, the police system, it's called pulling ranks. You see, the problem with the Nganegwane right here, okay, we're going to call it that for now, is that why did Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Gininda back down? Ooh! Why did he back down and literally score a goal for the defense when Advocate Mnisi Wemvula, and we know, the brigadier has made it clear that Advocate Mnisi Wemvula cannot belittle him, okay, because he's a brigadier. That has happened in previous, last year. If you know, you know. But if you're catching this for the first time, let me break it down for you. Okay, Mnisi Wemvula said, "Thank you so much, Brigadier. That sounds so much better. The fact that you didn't receive information about it doesn't mean it didn't happen. AKA, just because nobody told you about it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Not so," in the famous Mnisi Wemvula words. And then he says, "Because you were not there." And the brigadier responds. I could not believe that response. The brigadier says, "Yes, I was not there." Ooh, mic drop. Now ask yourself, why didn't the brigadier come for Mnisi Wemvula there? Why didn't the brigadier minimize Warrant Officer Makubo just one more time? Okay, he couldn't, because whatever he said about the warrant officer, remember, the warrant officer suggested to his superiors, higher ranked, very, very high ranked, top of the line, okay, creme de la creme, ranking superiors, Lishabane and Sibia, okay, very high ranking, okay. What rank are they? Major general or general, I'm not too sure, one of the two, okay. It's major general, but either way they're referred to as general, okay. Here's a quick 101 lesson on ranking. Okay, we are not there, I'm digressing, but anything he said to minimize that version of Moses Sibia accused number one by throwing Warrant Officer Makubo under the bus would have meant he would have been also throwing eggs at the faces of the general. And we all know Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Gininda is very ambitious. He was not going to do that, okay? He was not going to throw eggs at the generals. So he backed down. He said, "You know what, Nisi? You win this round. I'll let you have this one because there's generals involved, and I'm not about to be quoted on Beyonce's internet saying things to the generals that I don't want them able to hear and then affecting my career." Remember, Baloyi told us that Brigadier Gininda's career is on hold just because of this trial. Drop a 1 in the comment section if you agree with my analysis. Let's continue listening on because my lord finally comes to the party. Let's hear what he has to say.
General Leshabane was the most senior guy there. And there was a commissioner of police, obviously, above him.
There was, so General Shabane and General Sibia is a DNC now.
Right.
Then, yes, they would have been in the same level.
Yeah.
Yes. But also General Sibia, at that time, what I know, my lord, he was not in the police. He was doing some other work in Johannesburg. So General Shabane, but they were in the same level, the level of Major General when General Sibia was there. But subsequent to that, he's now a Deputy National Commissioner. This is now General Sibia, currently.
So a general can interview a suspect called Makhubo. There's no docket which is opened. There are no notes which are kept of the discussion of the interview or the interrogation. And yet you, as the colonel in charge of the investigation, you never got any notification.
That's why, my lord, I said I'm finding that very strange, particularly if you take into account the level of experience. General Sibia was the head of the Hawks in Gauteng.
Okay.
So he's a detective by nature. He's now the Deputy National Commissioner currently in the country. General Shabane was even though he was a cluster commander in the North Rand area, but he was a detective as well. And so that's why I'm saying how the narrative is being told to me, I can't take it further than that, my lord.
As it please the court, madam. May I just respond to what the court wanted to inquire from the witness here? This witness just indicated that he wasn't there.
Yeah.
So if those are the questions that are mind-boggling in the mind of the court, for the court to get first-hand information on whether or not there were notes which were kept there,
Yeah.
whether or not there were not notes. The very best person who can come and demystify the court on this kind of a mystery which is there is the person himself, not this witness.
No, fine.
Because
Yeah,
he wasn't there.
No,
It
quite.
will therefore be very improper to conclude this matter on the understanding that...
No, you're reading what I not.
Thank you, my lords.
I'm just the modus operandi,
Yes,
like me here,
yes,
the JP,
yes,
the deputy JP.
yes, my lords.
It goes with structures.
Yes.
They hold a meeting with Rachamakwatleng.
Yes.
They don't keep any notes. There's no docket. That's what I want to understand. That's all. It has got nothing to do. It's just the protocol. Because somebody's being interrogated.
Yes.
After being assaulted. I don't know if you still remember that.
Yes.
He's assaulted.
Yes.
And then he's brought before a general.
Yes.
The Shabani.
Yes.
Sibia.
Yes.
And Makubo.
Yes.
And then nothing happens. They just say, let him go.
But as I'm saying, my lords, if
fine.
the court is really interested in getting to know about the dynamics of what happened today, the most relevant people is not this witness,
Yeah,
because
no,
he wasn't there.
you are right.
It is those people who were
Fine,
there.
no problem.
I think Sibia is still alive, my lords. He's
No.
a deputy national commissioner. Lishabane, I think, is still alive.
Yeah, fine.
Yes. And they are readily available to come to court if the court was
Yes,
given
the late,
instruction that they should come.
the late Mr. Mgomezulu said he was going to call the Chaban, if you recall. Maybe you've forgotten. I don't forget.
I was representing accused number
Yeah,
3.
no, I'm
my
just
lords.
telling you.
I don't know if that
Mr.
was said
Ngumalo
or
can
what.
confirm that, and even Mr. Ramosipidi. Remember?
I do remember.
Thank you.
Then,
Right.
then
Let's
it
make
means he will
progress.
come, my lords. He will come.
make progress.
Yes.
Mnisi has gone rogue. Mnisi has gone rogue, but not only that, he is highly tactful, okay? He should become part of the tactical team or a negotiation team. I don't know, but most importantly, stand-up comedian as well. Why am I saying that? He called the whole Judge Rata to attention and said, I see what you two are doing there, okay? You cannot be questioning this witness, aka Brigadier Gininda, about the interview that happened that he was not there at. You just can't be doing that, my lord. I believe General Lishabane is still alive. Nudge, nudge. You can, as the judge, call him to the front of the room to answer the questions you have for clarification. Not Brigadier Gininda. He was not there. I believe General Shadrach Sevilla is also still alive. You can also call him. He's basically pointing that out, and my lord said, well, Advocate Ngomezulu said he was going to call him. Well, guess what, Judge? Do you see Advocate Ngomezulu in the courtroom? I hate to state the obvious. Clearly, he is not there. But guess who is there? You, my lord. You can invoke your section Dondoni and call the two to the front of the room, even Warrant Officer Makubo. But did anybody notice that he skipped by Warrant Officer Makubo when he was discussing with Brigadier Gininda and they were having their little powwow session? And Gininda's like, that was the moment for Gininda to shine bright like a diamond for the generals, okay? He made sure to shine the shoes, as somebody put it, okay? Made sure to shine those shoes. There's this particular saying I want to say, but I don't want to say it here on the public line. I'm going to put it over there in the members section, okay? I'm going to let you know what I really want to say out loud of that moment, what Brigadier Gininda was doing. But I thought it was hilarious. And I don't blame him. He's a career man. He understands structure. He understands movement. And he understands, well, the last part, I'll put it on the other side. Make sure you hit that join button in the description bottom. There's a link there. Click it. And you will hear part 2 of this commentary. And then the other thing I wanted to say as well is that good job to Mnisi. Good job to Mnisi to holding the bull by the horns, calling him to attention. And the judge said, okay. The judge didn't fight him. I don't know what happened to Mnisi and his superpower of reading 60,000 pages. So far, so good. Day 2. SENZO MEYIWA trial. Drop your comments in the comment section down below. I really want to hear your thoughts on what happened here. Woo! Guningi, right?
Now, that was just part of the methodology. Person gets arrested in one docket, they quiz him on something else. He gets arrested on the other docket, they quiz him on something else. And as I'm saying, there's nothing wrong with that. There's definitely nothing, there's nothing unlawful with that. But further to this, Mr. Sibia informs me that Zungu, when he testified here, he also expatiated about what could have happened at Tlorkop. I need to go and refresh my memory on this. Let us just put this fact in abeyance.